Oh, hello, hello, and good Monday morning, everybody. I am Dirk Beveridge, founder of UnleashWD on this chilly, chilly 48-degree weather here in Barrington, Illinois. Boy, I am so thrilled for this Monday to be here. I had a great weekend, a lot of work done, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. And this week starts with me and you coming together here on our first LinkedIn Live of the week, where we are exploring the 34 truths, innovation truths that have come out of our work with distributors and manufacturers throughout all different lines of trade and verticals at distribution. So welcome, welcome, welcome. When you come on in, please say hello. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how your Monday is going. And then we are going to get started with I believe it's our 11th innovation truth. And we're going to get started in exactly 2 minutes. All right, come on in, say hello, and thanks for being there. Good morning again. I am here just listening to the music, getting ready, getting my mind into it, clapping to the music, and I am so thankful that this mic is muted during that, because if you heard me clapping, you would hear that I have absolutely zero rhythm. I am clapping to my own beat rather than to the beat of the music, and you know what? That's okay with me, especially since y'all can't hear it. So anyhow, hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning again. Thank you for being here. This is so fun, isn't it? I love us coming together for these. So Joe, good morning. Good to see you. Jen, great to see you. We're going to be together in an hour as well. Jen's going to be my guest on another show that we've got going on at the top of the next hour. So really looking forward to that. And Jen, you say it's snowing up there in Minnesota. Oh my gosh. Brian, good morning. Dirk TV, I kind of like the sound of that. You know, Brian, one of the things my wife gets so mad at me about is I think I've got about 150 URLs in GoDaddy, and every single one of those are brilliant business ideas. I think so anyway. But Dirk TV just might be another URL after we're done here. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. My wife won't like it, but I do. Ted, good morning. Great to see you, my friend. Dan, how are you, man? Really good to see you. James, beautiful day in Utah. It's always beautiful in Utah, isn't it? In fact, just last weekend, I watched when we took our kids to Zion many years ago. Oh, just amazing state. Pam, good morning. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Jim, it looks like you are hard at work up at your cottage. And yeah, glad you got some good stuff done. And yes, I agree, Ted. Let's march to the beat of our own drums. Agreed, agreed, agreed. So, guys, thanks so much for being here again. Marlene, there you are. A snowy day in Wyoming. No, 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 no. Stop all this conversation of snows, okay? Yeah, but you enjoy it. All right, Marlene. Hey, great to see you. Bob, really good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All right, so guys, thanks for coming in. Keep coming in, saying hello. But let me jump into this. What the majority of you know is that we are spending the next 30 days or so looking at 34 fundamental beliefs that I have about innovation. I captured these in what I call my innovation manifesto. As I say, if you want to know who Dirk Beveridge is, this is Dirk. This is what I fundamentally believe. This is who I am. And I don't always, I try to live up to these 34 different principles, but they're constant reminders of what it's going to take to remain relevant going forward. In fact, that's the topic of today's conversation. And if you're ready, let's get this show on this Monday morning, April 19th, started right now. Okay, so here we go. Innovation truth number 11. The truth states this. It says we innovate or we become irrelevant. We innovate or we become irrelevant. Let me tell you just a quick story about this. As I was writing my book, Innovate, How Successful Distributors Lead Change for Disruptive Times, as I was doing the research, I was in Washington, D.C., and I had the opportunity to have dinner with a number of CEOs who were on the board of the NAW at that time. Dan Blaylock was the CEO of a food service equipment distributor by the name of Adams Birch at the time. He was the chairman of the NAW board at the time. And this meeting happened to be his last meeting as chair. He's cycling off, and I'm going to be presenting my proposal for the research that I'd like to do that eventually became this book, Innovate. So we're having dinner that night. There's myself and a few others, and then probably about 15 CEOs from distribution businesses that serve on the NAW board. Dan Blaylock that night wanted to say, hey, thanks. Really enjoyed being the chair here. But then what he did is he said this. He said, this has been great because of everything that's been going on and the learning I've gotten as a result of this. But then here's what he said, all right? And I've never forgotten it. What he said was this. He said, with all the disruptive and constant pressures from all direction. And at that point in time, you guys, I don't got all the words there, but he said, with all the constant and disruptive pressures coming at us. And then he ticked them off. He talked about competition. He talked about technology. He talked about demographic changes. He talked about manufacturers. He talked about market conditions. He went on, but here's what he said. He said, with all the disruptive and constant pressures from all directions, how do we create a sustainable and a relevant business? How do we create a relevant and sustainable business? And folks, I believe even before COVID, even before the pandemic, Dan Blaylock, right here in these few words, wrote yours and my job description. I believe our job as leaders, and by the way, leaders at any level of the organization, I believe our job description at the very top of that must be how do we ensure relevance, sustainability, and profitability going forward in this age of disruption and in this age of acceleration that we are all experiencing right now. Because the very definition, here's what I believe, and tell me if you agree or disagree with this statement. I believe, again, the pandemic and the acceleration of change is to me proving this even more. But I believe this. I believe what made us profitable yesterday may or may not make us profitable tomorrow going forward. Would you agree with that? What made us sustainable as a business yesterday may or may not make us sustainable tomorrow. And to the topic of today's conversation, what made us relevant as an organization to our customers, to our suppliers, heck, to our employees? What made us relevant yesterday may or may not make us relevant tomorrow. We must ensure at the top of our list, we are continually innovating to ensure our relevance going forward. During this pandemic, I had the opportunity to do a number of think tanks with some CEOs from a number of different buying groups and organizations. And I just went through this morning, you guys. And so this is just the beginning of the list. Before I went live, I went in and looked at a couple of my mind maps and I pulled out some things. And the conversations that these CEOs were telling me as a result of these pandemic, even adding on to what Dan Blaylock said, is he said, you know what, now the money that's coming into distribution is crazy, and it's going to be changing the power structure. It's going to be changing the professional management. So the private equity and multinational companies is going to change the definition of relevance going forward. We have to be worried. They talk about businesses that are looking at this channel, seeing the cash that's available in it, and we have to worry about being more relevant than those businesses we don't even know about yet that are going to be coming in here. Technology requirements. How do we keep pace with change? Customer expectations, customers' new behavior. All of these things, they tell me, are changing the very nature of what it means to be relevant going forward. In fact, one buying group CEO during one of these think tanks continued to repeat this thought. And when he continued to say each time we got together in our think tanks as we're creating their vision for the future, he continued to say each one of our members is having trouble surviving based on all of these things coming at us. So look, that was his perspective. My point is this. What made us relevant? And the pandemic has just driven this home, I believe, faster than any other inflection point in the last 10, 20, 30 years, right? What made us relevant yesterday may or may not make us relevant tomorrow. So the question becomes, how do we sustain relevance going forward? What makes yours and my business relevant to our suppliers, to our customers, and even to our employees going forward? Does this make sense? And I believe we can net out the answer. I believe the only answer to how do we remain relevant going forward, I believe the only answer is one word, and that word is innovation. We innovate. We innovate or we become irrelevant. So that then begs the question, what is innovation? There's a lot of different definitions out there. Let me tell you how I define, based on my research for that book, Innovate. I define relevance as leading customers to a better future for which they are willing and capable of rewarding you. Innovation is not following your competition. Innovation is not listening. What am I trying to say? Innovation is not following your suppliers blindly. Innovation is leading your customers to a better future for which they are willing and capable of rewarding you. That's our job. That's our role. Leading says we don't duplicate. Leading says we are in tune with the needs, the markets, the end users, and we're bringing solutions to the marketplace that our customers might not have even asked us. That's what it means to be leading. Better future. Every one of our customers is wonderfully, beautifully dissatisfied. They have needs, challenges, opportunities. They, right now, this moment, are trying to improve their business. And we must be the ones that bring the solutions to bring them to that better future. And the solution must create enough value that they are, in fact, willing to pull out their wallet and pay us for that solution. So we innovate or become irrelevant. Relevance is at the top of yours and my job description. So if we must innovate to remain relevant, and innovation is leading customers to a better future for which they are willing and capable of rewarding you, the next question in my mind then becomes, who innovates? Who innovates to remain relevant? And here's what I've discovered. What I discovered is that those organizations who do innovate are what I call an innovative distributor. And an innovative distributor focuses on 5 key critical aspects of their business: their vision, their culture, their value proposition, their business model. And in the end, it all comes down to transformative leadership. Transformative leadership. So let me come back to that in just a second. Let me see what's going on here in the comments. Is this Ted? Okay, Ted asks in this group, does anybody know my name or photo? Jen's trying to help. Ted, I'm so sorry. I don't know about that as well. And Michael, I love what you say here. Michael, the only constant is change, right? Adapt, embrace change. I love it, Michael. Thank you. Another way of saying that in my mind is adapt, evolve, or perish, right? Adapt, evolve, or perish. Very, very similar. So we innovate or we become irrelevant, all right? In order, pardon me, sorry about that. I went the wrong way. In order to do that, we must become and focus on being that innovative distributor. Let me just quickly walk you through each of these 5 component parts to get you thinking about it. After, we'll go deeper into these on more LinkedIn Lives going into the future. Okay, everybody? So, vision. We're going to talk about this one tomorrow because our belief tomorrow is without vision, there is no innovation. But vision, as we'll talk about tomorrow, is that if you and I as a leader cannot articulate, right, what our capabilities are today, how the market is changing, how the market is evolving, how the market is accelerating, and what that means in terms of what we must become in the future. If we can't paint, which way am I going? If we can't paint that gap, right, I guarantee you we're going to be pulled back to the status quo. So it all begins as a leader with your ability to define and articulate, connect the dots, define and articulate a vision of what you're going to become. Number 2, culture. I think that with the pandemic, culture has become, the spotlight has been shown on the culture of our organization. We as leaders must create the environment where our people are not only capable of changing, but they embrace the change and they want to lead that change. We'll talk about that in future LinkedIn Lives. Third is value propositions. I have this fundamental belief that most distributors are stuck in a world of sameness, that there truly is not a differentiating difference. How's that? There truly is not that point of differentiation where the customer can look at you and say, here is the added value you deliver to me and my bottom line than someone else. We're stuck in a world of sameness. As leaders, if we're going to be relevant, we have to attack that issue of value proposition. Ask ourselves, what do we stand for? What separates us? What is the added value that we truly create for the bottom line of our customers? And we must be able to define that and deliver on that. We'll talk about that going forward. Next is business models, right? How do we create, deliver, and capture value? What is the model that is going to allow us to provide the experience that our customers value and provides the profitability that our companies need going forward? We'll look at that going forward. And then in the end, it all comes down to transformative leadership, without question. So Jen, you say here, transformative leadership is everything. It starts from the leaders who live by example and embrace that change. And I agree, Jen. Thank you so much. And right, and title has nothing to do with that, right? It could be the CEO, it could be the sales manager, it could be the specialist, it could be the receptionist, right? Everybody's eyes are on everybody, and it starts with transformative leadership. So there you have it, you guys. Some thoughts to start off your Monday morning, that we innovate or we become irrelevant. What made us relevant yesterday might not make us relevant tomorrow going forward. The answer to how do we become relevant, sustainable, and profitable is innovation. We define innovation as leading customers to a better future for which they are willing and capable of rewarding us. And it's the innovative distributors, those organizations who commit fully to vision, culture, value proposition, business model innovation, and leadership are the ones who are going to find the solutions to remain relevant going forward. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How can you carry this conversation forward? Tomorrow, I'd love your comments right there in the comments. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here. Tomorrow when we come back, we'll drill in a little bit deeper at that very first component part of the innovative distributor, and that is without vision, there is no innovation. So y'all, hey, thank you so much for coming in. I love these conversations. Thanks for being here. If you're continuing to get value, will you help me share the message that we're doing this live by hitting that share button on LinkedIn, putting a thumbs up on it? All that stuff helps us going forward. So thank you all for being here. Would you do me a favor? Would you do me one last favor for today? Just go out and make it a great day. Just go out and make it a great day for yourself, personally, professionally. Take care of yourself personally. Take care of yourself professionally. Go out and make it a great day for everybody you touch, your employees, your associates, your customers, your suppliers, your family, your community. Let's go out there and just let's shine the light on the world. Let's shine our light on the world and make this an absolutely great day as we move our business, continue towards relevance and the like. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Jen, thank you for being here. Ted, thank you for being here. Bob, thank you for being here. I'm glad it was a great start of the week for y'all. You guys go out there, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody? Have a great day. Thanks for being here.